Guys, welcome back. Dumpster Diaries. It's another fun story about my adventures in the bins. So, you never know what you're going to find. You're going to find all kinds of things, especially if you're doing like I do and do, church bins and park bins and public school bins and apartment bins and whatnot. You never know. There's gonna be some crazy stuff. If you've been with us for very long, or if you've been watching, going through binge watching, I hope, our old videos, you'll see you just never know what you're gonna find. It's some wacky stuff. Case in point. So there was, I guess it's been probably 2 years ago. Well, maybe not quite 2 years ago, but anyway, a little bit ago, there was a bin, and in it, and this had happened a couple of times, but for some reason, this bin was where people chose to dump all of Grandma's stuff. So, this happened a few times, and I'm certain that they weren't the same scenario because it was far enough apart, and but anyway, in that load, and I'm sure I've done a video of it, kind of a montage of the different things. I don't know. I'll double check and maybe repost that because it's really some interesting stuff. But there were all these beautiful handcrafted things, embroidery and tatting and crochet and knitting and sewing and painting, like painting on fabric and all of this just gorgeous, oh my goodness, beautiful stuff that someone had spent so much time, putting these things together. And it was all in the bins, which was tragic in and of itself. But there was also quite a collection of, baby memorabilia. Mom's what I'm talking about. Grandma's, what I'm talking about. Maybe it was their communion dress or their blessing dress or their, baptism, blah, 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 whatever, right? All those kinds of things from, childhood and babyhood that you save. There were locks of hair, just all kinds of, it was just baby booties and, little baby combs and brushes and just, yeah, I have to repost it because my goodness. So that was really tragic. Letters and cards, but then there was this weird, so all that stuff was totally, the kind of stuff you would expect that a mom and then Grandma would hold on to, right? You wouldn't expect it all to end up in the dumpsters, but, we're never really surprised anymore, are we? But then there was something I did not expect, and yet it makes sense, but I just didn't expect it. There were 3 little pill bottles, old plastic pill bottles, and they had names on the top. There were 3. Each one had a different name on it. And inside of these pill bottles were teeth. Baby teeth. Your kid loses a tooth, the tooth fairy comes and takes it away, and then what do you do with it? I hold on to the teeth myself, and they're good to have for things like, you never want to need these, but for, DNA purposes and whatnot, and because what else are you going to do with them, right? I suppose some people throw them away, I don't know, but I don't. And so I do have them. I don't have them marked, and I really should, because how helpful are they in a DNA match if I don't even know if this one was, Lulu's or Mimi's or Pookie's. But anyway, so that's, log that away, note to self, I need to do that. But anyway, they were all labeled, and it was all of their baby teeth. So there were quite a few teeth, 3 kids and all of their baby teeth, lots of stuff. Well, the interesting thing about these teeth, besides the fact that I found teeth, was that the majority of them had silver fillings or caps. So quite a significant amount of silver. It was really intriguing. It was really neat. And when I was getting these out of the bins and realized what they were, my first thought was just chuck them back in. But then just as quickly, this other thought came into my mind, this hunch. And, if you're like me and have been diving for a while, you'll know that you develop kind of an intuition. So that you get these feelings, these hunches, where you just You just know that's something. And the average person is going to be like, no, throw it back. That's bleh, right? But once you've been doing it for a while, you will develop this intuition and, this knowledge of the craziness and varied interests of people. And you'll realize that almost anything you find, someone wants. Even the most bizarre, even teeth. Somebody wants them. Believe me, you'll see. So I thought, well, okay, all right. So I took them. And at first I'd only found one bottle. But it was later, as I was going through the pick, that I found the other 2 bottles amidst other stuff. And I thought, well, I don't know. We'll see. And so a couple of weeks later, I finally got around to, starting to document the stuff and list some of it online. And then I came to the teeth. Well, shoot, let's take a chance. And there was quite a bit of them, a lot of teeth. And so I split them up into 2 lots and on a whim. And I put the first lot online and thought, who knows, right? And I put it on an auction, a 7-day auction. And my goodness, I couldn't believe people bid on them. What in the world? Like I said, there's something for everyone and there's someone for everything. Okay. They sold. I couldn't believe it. And it was a hefty amount of money. We're talking, I think that was like $75. I'll have to double check, but anyway, that doesn't matter. It was a lot of money for a little thing of teeth. Okay. Far more than the silver value. Because silver, it has value, but it's nothing like gold. Okay. So it's not a huge, scrap value. But the fact that they were on teeth and they were, from probably the 50s or 60s based on, all of the other stuff that I found and the, cards and letters and whatnot, they were from around the 50s or 60s. And so they sold. Well, if you've done eBay, you'll know that you print up a label and it has the address of, whomever they are going to. And this happened to be to a museum of curiosities and whatnot in Florida. And Florida, hey, I'm wishing you all the best of luck right now. Okay. But this museum of curiosities, that was, the buyer. And what are they going to do with these teeth? Oh, well, none of my business. Have fun. I hope, something good comes from that and you get some enjoyment out of them. So when that happened, I was just shocked and amazed and thrilled. So I went ahead and listed the second lot. And guess what? They sold too. And the second lot, I think, sold for like $40, somewhere around there. And they went to a private buyer. I don't remember where. But anyway, but they sold. It was the craziest thing. It was so awesome. Teeth. So a few things that we learned from this. Number one, unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you, you probably won't be able to sell teeth if you find them or any human body parts because eBay was a little slow on catching this, and I didn't know. So, I plead the, ignorance on this, but a couple of months later, I got a notice from them saying that they were like pulling my listing that had already sold and shipped because it went against some kind of eBay rules about selling human body parts. And but by then it didn't matter, and it didn't count as any strikes against me or anything like that. They were already sold, they were already shipped, it was already done. But for future reference, yeah, you really don't bother trying, unfortunately, on eBay, but you might be able to on some other online site, some kind of auction site or selling site, or put them on your blog and put that word out there. I was able to sell a vintage Coleman single burner stove that way by having it on my blog. Anyway, that's another story for another day. But the point of all this is You never know. All right? Unless it is straight up nasty trash, you just don't know. So before you make your decision about, oh, I'm just going to leave it or whatever, look it up. Have your smartphone with you. Google it. Look on eBay. Is this something that is selling? What has it sold for? And we'll do a little eBay tutorial here in the next few days. But just know that you can look on eBay. You can look up an item and you can see what of those items have sold and how much they sold for and when they sold, to give you an idea if this is something that's worth your time, or if it's something you should just donate or whatever, if it's worth, putting it on eBay. Just a note there, okay? But yeah, you just don't know, so take a chance. Look it up. You never know. Teeth, baby teeth, they sold for a significant amount of money. That helped pay for one of our little excursions, a while ago. So take the chance, all right? Just take the chance. I've found other things too that were bizarre like that have ended up in, our Halloween decorations and whatnot, which stay tuned for that. We will be dumpster decorating for fall and Halloween. The majority of our decorations have come from the bins, and we have some fun stuff because Halloween is my favorite, absolute favorite holiday, and fall is my favorite season. And it looks like fall might be coming back again right now, which we could really use because the fires are still out of control and burning like crazy, and our air is horrible. Supposed to get a little bit of rain today. I sure hope so. Clear all this up and then hopefully be able to get out to the garden. But anyway, I get sidetracked easily. Take a chance. It might seem really weird and really bizarre to you, but what is weird and bizarre to you is treasure to somebody else, and vice versa. So look it up and take a chance. All right, that is it for my dumpster diaries for today. Come back later. I believe we'll be posting again on Sunday. So lots of good stuff to come, some updates on some of the dumpster finds from recently and things that we're working on. We have a few craft things that we're going to be getting to, and because you all thought it was such a great idea that Olivia had, we will very soon be starting on our dumpster quilt. I'm going to be working up in the attic here soon to getting that organized. We're starting the great house purge that we like to do in the fall after the dumpster diving season is over. And so I'm going to be gathering up the fabrics and figuring out a pattern, what kind of pattern we want to do, and I'll let you guys vote on that pattern. So stay tuned for that. That's coming. Also, a reminder about our contest that ends on the 15th. If you haven't watched the contest video, please look it up and watch it, and then you'll know what it is that you need to do in order to be entered. It's coming up quick, so let's get that going. All right, that's all I've got for today. Have a wonderful day and a great weekend. And to all of you who are, in the path of hurricanes and fires and earthquakes and everything else, I wish you the very best of luck, and we'll catch you all soon.